said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to venerable Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the rambling wreck of Georgia Tech. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Penn State Nittany Lions, taking on the 24th ranked team in the land, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Nittany Lions will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Fielded in the end zone, it's Taylor. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to... Turn at the 22. Quickly out to the tight end. There he goes. Brought down at the 33, but not before he gets 10. Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the first down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. Don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Leaves it with the running back. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Line is set on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Kane. Skips away from pressure. Trying to escape and get it himself. At the 40, there he goes. And how about that run? A huge gain and the slide at the end.
That's the danger as a defense when you blitz this guy on 3rd down. If you don't get him to the ground right away or someone's out of a gap, his scrambling ability can hurt you, and that's exactly what happened. He saw open field, he took off, and he was able to go get the 1st down.
Motion from the wideout. Off play action on 1st down. Caught in the backfield, it's Rutherford. He works his way to the 23 before he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when you stick these fast suckers in the slot, they don't have to be big. But you get those guys that are so quick in the slot, they can get great matchups, and I can get the ball to them quick because they're such dynamic playmakers.
Wants to go up top. Caught close to the marker, it's Rutherford. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a new set of downs. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. The Yellow Jackets now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Gonna run it. It's Haynes. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
The Nittany Lions come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. The give to the back. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
And already this guy is leaving his mark on this game. Opening drive, back-to-back runs where he's found a way to get positive yards. He was able to pick up the first on that last carry. They should keep feeding him the football. The more success they have.
Brings him to the open. Discards him with the stiff arm. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. The Nittany Lions racing to the line in the hurry up. On the move. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Penn State!
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Taylor. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. Lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. To the air, it's King. Right down the middle. Finds a tight end down the gut. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense. There's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground. He gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there, now you're in a good position. It's not second and long. It's not third and long. Now as the whole playbook's open, the defense really has to honor run and pass on the next snap.
Throws to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Going the other way, and he's got room. The 40. Past the 30. 10. And
What a game-changing play for this defense. Stepping in front of the football and knowing what to do with it, taking it all the way to the end zone.
And the extra point makes it 14-3. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Taylor. He gets a block. Oh, he's got a little room. There he goes. Open it up. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
Coming out with it, it's Mudd. Drills him with the stiff arm. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Looks as if he's going to run it. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've reached a break, and Penn State is on top. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They've swapped into the field, and we're ready to go in the second. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. To the air, it's Aller. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Singleton. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Defense was onto something there. They were sensing screen might be coming up. D-line did a great job staying home, getting close to the running back. And
the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. The Nittany Lions come to the line trying to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the right. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs.
Well, I knew the coach was confident in his offense. I did not know he was that confident this early in the game. 4th and long. I thought he'd just punt that one away and let his defense take the field. Interesting.
And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? The run up the middle, looking for the score. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed behind the line, it's Haynes. And the pass is complete, but less than nothing to show for it. They're knocked down behind the line. Quarterback making checks. Snap in the shotgun. Under fire. Unleashes to the end zone. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Penn State! He got loose, and it was that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
And he added the extra point. They already have the lead, and they apparently want more here in the first half, going for the onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Off the play fake on first down. Got his man downfield. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
That's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good...
Throws toward the end zone. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. Unloads to the wideout. Good battle in the comeback, and he makes the catch. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because...
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Georgia Tech!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
Now they'll try the two-point conversion and try to crawl within 3. Back to throw, it's Kane. He's in there for the two-point conversion, and now they're within a field goal. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it out. It's Singleton. He's got great speed. Just a tremendous return. Great run, great speed and vision to really set up this offense. He almost got totally loose on that one. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Under fire. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
And the defense makes a play. Finally, this is a lot of offense early in this football game, a lot of scoring. Need more of this from the defense. Getting to the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, and then when you get him down, you get him behind the sticks. Good things happen for your defense.
The Nittany Lions trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. On the run, it's Singleton. Crosses the 40, and he's dragged down.
And I love this because you got second and really, really long. And what's the idea of the offensive coordinator? Get third and manageable. Nice job getting the run. Not only a positive run, shoot, you almost got the first down. Now you're set up for good success on third down.
Wants to throw on third. A strike downfield. Flying out to the left. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And with the extra point, they pushed the lead out a little further. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score coming on the touchdown pass from 55 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste. King. The screen, and watch out. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Yellow Jackets want to crank the tempo. 2nd down, he'll throw it. The screen, he's got wheels. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32. The Yellow Jackets have it with a 1st and 10. He might want another play. Looking downfield on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Haynes. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that 1st.
And the Yellow Jackets have moved it inside the 20. Run in the red zone. It's Alexander. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
And after a successful run like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on 2nd.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. This is a tough one. A 3rd and long from this part of the field. They can, though, pick up the 1st down. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Quick strike through the air for the score.
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this 2nd half.
Get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. Fielded in the end zone. It's Singleton. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Looking for a man. It's Allard. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half.
And you wonder if that interception is going to bring this guy back down to reality a little bit. He was lights out early in this game. Everything he was throwing was right on the money, and that might have been a decision where he got a little bit greedy, and David, the defense made him pay.
A shot toward the end zone. And he makes the grab in the back of the end zone, but the officials are all over it, signaling incomplete. He was out of bounds. And in the closing moments of the 1st half, they'll try to put a 3-spot on the board. It is good. And that's going to tie it up. So that's going to do it here in the 1st half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. The Yellow Jackets will line up to kick off and start the 2nd half. Fielded in the end zone, it's Singleton. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. First drive of the 2nd half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get to the 2nd half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
From the gun, the ground game. Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Now the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Hudson. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. They're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot.
Touchdown, Penn State! An epic comeback. They'll talk about this one forever if they can hold on, but they're on top right now.
And they cap off the drive with a touchdown, throwing the football. In the last play, they got the explosive. They get right back to the line of scrimmage and dial up another one. Great work by the quarterback and his target being on the same page. These last two plays, throwing the football, man, it doesn't get any better than that.
He'll bring it out. It's Taylor. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. Gives it on the option. At the 35, he's got more.
Really good surge that time by the offensive line. You saw all those bodies by the defense being pushed backwards. That opened up the crease for the ball carrier. He's able to get a really nice gain there, setting up 2nd and inches.
To the air, it's King. Fires to the right. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Well, on 2nd and inches, the offense tried to catch the defense napping, and they took a shot, didn't get it. 3rd and inches now, you got to do the obvious thing and run it. And the defense completely stuffs you. Now you got 4th down. What do you do if you're on offense?
And how about this lower intestinal fortitude? 4th and 1 in your own territory, and they're going. Trying to get it to the marker. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
That's a gutsy call, and I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Wide receiver going in motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
Looking down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field, and nowadays you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
And the Nittany Lions line it up with a 1st and goal. Looking to throw, it's Allard. Lets it go to the end zone. And the throw and catch was good, but you got to do it in the field of play. He couldn't quite keep that foot in bounds. And the D denied him on 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. See what you hit what you see, bring your feet. Yeah, none of that happened.
Yeah, those are all great things to keep in mind, but you're also trying to tackle another grown man against his will and get him on the ground. And by the way, he wasn't having it.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Taylor. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Buys a little time with his feet. He's got him wide open. Hits the accelerator to the right. Past the 20. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And it's not an accident. They're featuring this guy. His second receiving touchdown of the game. That's your job as a coach. Find my playmakers, get them the ball so they can do damage and have games like this right here.
The AT unit on the field. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. Coming out with it, it's Martin. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Looking for a man. It's Aller. Makes the catch. It's Singleton. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on second down. He'll take the deep shot. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Need 10 yards on this third down, and they're backed up inside their own 20. Looking for space. It's Singleton. Makes his way out to the 20 before he stopped, and that'll bring up a fourth down. It's 4th and 8, and never a hesitation. They'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Gets rid of it. Picked off. What a play to set him up. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
It's really hard when that quarterback gets outside the pocket because it cuts off half of the field. Once he starts to roll out, everybody starts to sprint to the other side of the field. You know you're not going to throw it across your body going to the right. Great job on the defense closing it off and making the interception.
And I love that play call. There's a great example of sudden change situation, right? Your defense gets the turnover. You get it right back. The very first play, let's be aggressive. Let's take a shot and see if we can catch the defense napping. Boy, oh boy, did that ever work.
Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get him. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
He'll bring it out. It's Martin. And the ball's free, deep in his own territory. Oh, the offense fortunate to fall on that one, and they'll live to fight another play.
Whew, that's a breathing a sigh of relief for sure. Kick returner tries to take it out, puts it on the ground, but how about the offense getting back on it, turning what could have been a really bad play into, thank goodness.
Turning it on! And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got it. One big play, and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. To the air, it's Aller. Quarterback extends the play. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Love the coverage on the back end by the defense on that play. In these scramble-type situations, the quarterback's rolling out to his right. Everything breaks down, and it really gets hard defenders to have to stay with their man, but a good job there by the defense.
Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. On third and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Got it in the middle, it's Pena. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the third quarter. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the fourth. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. The corners are walked up tight. They just keep firing. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Oh, and it's picked off. This could be huge in a tie game. The pressure was rising, drama just encapsulating this entire stadium, and the defense comes up with that pick.
Yeah, so the quarterback, he's got to be able to handle this situation. Obviously, everything gets elevated. Everything has to happen a split second sooner. You feel the crowd noise. You can feel the energy, but you've got to keep your poise. And you just wonder in this juncture of the game if the quarterback's starting to lose his cool.
Oh, they're after him. There he goes.
One of the things I love about bootlegs as a former quarterback is it's sort of a run-pass option yourself, right? You're given the choice and the freedom out in space to just do what the defense is not ready for. And that time, everybody covered in the back end, but no one there accounting for the quarterback. So go get as many yards as you can. Nice job.
To the ground with the back. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
Backed up at the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Quick release on the RPO. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
One of the nice things about RPOs is that it's a slow-developing mesh between the QB and running back, and that allows these receivers time to get vertically downfield and work their routes. You saw it right there on that play.
And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game. Got room on the return. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Penn State!
What a play by this defense. The offense going in to take the lead. No. Flip the script. The big pick six. Now you're leading in this ball game. What a play by the D.
Ready to try the point after. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Taylor. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. Dances away.
You know, David, I love defenses that stay aggressive, especially at this point of the field. They've got pass rushers on this unit with speed and that are aggressive and that can win one-on-one, and you saw it right there.
And there's two thought processes when I'm a defense and I got them backed up is...
Trying to burn this defensive back. And he throws another interception, his third of the night.
And that's the problem when you get in second and forever. The defense knows they make you one-dimensional. They know you're going to take shots down the field. They stay deep, they break on the football, and they take advantage of the opportunity.
Scanning the field, it's Aller. Going downfield for the big play. And he's got it at the 20. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And they take it in for 6 more points.
You know, good teams just know how to close games out. And you're seeing that right now with this team, right? Their defense just had a massive takeaway. The offense able to capitalize on that with a touchdown, so they've padded their lead. And this just speaks to, I think, the experience in the locker room and also the playmakers they have. This game is starting to feel like a blowout.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Taylor. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. Things have not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Just a short pass to the tight end. Breaks into the open. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
And his defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
Picked up 2 yards on that last when they need 8 on second down. He lost it high and deep down the left side. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Fires to the middle. Got a man, it's Rivers. And a sweet catch and a nice gain gets it down to the 30-yard line.
And even though they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, they've got a quarterback that can bring them back.
Unleashes one deep. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles.
Throws toward the end zone. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. They'll send the back in motion. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Fires to the tight end. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. From the red zone, looking for a man. Lets it fly. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. Looking for more room.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT. Finally, the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on second down. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking to throw, it's Allard. Tosses it incomplete. Facing a third down and short from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking deep. And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Here's a throw downfield late. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback, and I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of
Fires one high and deep. They almost had another interception. Is everybody clear on who's wearing which colored jerseys? They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Quarterback making adjustments. Throws to the wideout. On target to the left. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. To the air on first down. Here comes the heat. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Oftentimes as a quarterback, when you have success early, you earn the right to take more shots. And I think that's what you're seeing now in this game. We're here late. They're still throwing it deep because this quarterback's thrown 3 touchdown passes. He's proven to his coach that he can get it done and he can make the right decisions and not put his offense in harm's way. And that's why you're still seeing them throw it vertically downfield.
Now facing a 3rd and long. He hurls one deep down the left side. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. Bringing it back. He's at the 30. The tag. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State. Guess they wanted to make sure they rubbed a little salt in the wound here down the stretch.
And it's your job to stop it. Keep playing football. I like it when the offense keeps the foot on the accelerator. It's your job. If you don't like it defensively, do something about it.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. He'll bring it out. It's Taylor. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. They'll try the run. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Running back searching for a hole. Got enough for the first. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Guys, this is a story we see every single year in college football. Ranked teams losing to unranked opponents. Whatever the reasons, it adds to the flavor of a season. defense act stands tall as the prize for the game we have today. A battle that puts the spotlight on these two great institutions as we wait to see who will walk out with a sharp piece of hardware. Welcome to Huntington Bank Stadium, home to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Wisconsin Badgers. The Golden Gophers will kick it away first. And he's coming out of the end zone. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Wisconsin Badgers offense will go to work first. The games etched in the lore of this rivalry are typically tight last-second field goals in the like, but Wisconsin wanted a blowout a year ago.
Yeah, the Badgers grabbed that axe and bludgeoned the Gophers a year ago. Just beat them down. They know that. They've heard about it, and they've talked about it all year long. That's not something you forget. Paul, when you know that taste in your mouth, you will do anything to get it out.
They want to do it again, too. We talked to some of these Wisconsin players. They said running out onto the field, grabbing the axe, and holding it up high was one of the best moments of their careers. And the fact that they won the game in a convincing fashion and as dominant as they did, they want to do that again here today.
On third down, he drops to throw. The Badgers will punt this one away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. A fair catch is called for. It'll give them great field position. So Minnesota's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. It'll be third and long. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. It is perfect. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. He'll return it. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. The give to the tailback. Oh, he's got some space. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Unloads to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. And the Badgers are moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Byard's on the move. Got him downfield. He'll work his way down to the 28.
That's a good-looking throw, and I know when we talk Wisconsin offense, we're always talking about running backs, but they've seen their fair share of QBs too. Darren Bevel back in my day, Scott Tolzien had some success, and then, of course, Russell Wilson.
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. Really need to pick up some yardage this time on 2nd and long. Looking to fire.
defense had no idea what was going on. Receiver comes wide open, catches the football, and gets the easy touchdown.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. A little bit of feeling each other out. They're down 7-3 as they open this drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line. He is a menace rushing the passer. Career sack number 20.
I mean, some people just have a knack for getting to the quarterback. What a great job throughout his career. Getting there, getting him down, getting pressures. He has been a quarterback's worst nightmare.
I was just going to say, David, you don't sleep well as a quarterback the night before you have to play against this guy because he is going to sack you. That is a guarantee. Death, taxes, and sacks for that guy.
And the Golden Gophers decide to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Corrals it at the 45. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. Looking to throw on first down. Off to a good start here and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Motion from the wide receiver. Going to sling it on second down. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. And they do a really good job. Not as easy as it looks to get those blocks. And he picks up the first down.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed. And if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
Use the play fake. Now to throw. Gets it out quickly. No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one. The Badgers with a second and short to keep this drive moving.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Here comes the option. He'll pitch it. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play. And the Badgers will snap it on 1st and 10. Trying play action. Into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Perfect timing. Got there right when the ball got there. Didn't get there a little bit early. Saving the touchdown. Nice timing by that defender.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Looking to throw on 3rd. Quarterback adapting. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
And I really like the belief and the discipline by this QB because he drops back, he wants to throw the football, he sees it's covered, but he says, I can go get it, and takes off and barely gets enough for the first down. But way to pull the trigger, run it, and run it with authority.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Lining up to add another. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Motion from the back. Wants to go up top on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Out of the gun to give to the back. Shakes off the defender. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. The Golden Gophers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Nice move to keep running. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They'll leave it with him. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
That is a gut punch if you're the offense because they're in dime personnel. They're only rushing 4 guys. You've got 5 offensive linemen. You've got the option of bringing other people in to help give your QB time. And this offense, not good enough.
And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. The give on the option. A very short pickup there, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. Going to need to step up to make sure this one doesn't get out of hand as the second quarter is about to get underway. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Off play action. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Hauls it in. Turning it on. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. The Badgers have pushed it inside the 20.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
It's complete to the left. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. Going to work on second down in the red zone and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Motion from the wideout. He wants to throw it again. Still looking on the move. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Badger! The best way I can think of to describe this cat, he's like a human get-out-of-jail-free card. He'll make it work no matter the circumstance.
And so as a defense, Reese, I mean, you've got to be aware of what this guy is doing at all times. I mean, if he's not just staying in the pocket and he takes off, you've got to have bodies flying to the football and stop worrying about these wide receivers because this guy's dangerous with his legs.
And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes. 9.
That's now their 3rd sack of the game. This is one of the best units in the entire country getting after the quarterback. They have done such a great job recruiting athletes up front and in their front 7. They can blitz, they can rush you with 4, with 3, but they've got dudes that can beat you one-on-one, and you're seeing that in this game.
And the Golden Gophers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Throws to the wideout. Got his man all by himself. And he picked up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. That's Clark. It's Welch. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. He'll pull it on the read. Got the first down. Looking for more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Golden Gophers will line it up on 1st and 10. The give to the back. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. Clock now inside 4 minutes as we're getting later in the first half. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Pressure coming. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, giving up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Gophers. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Quarterback gets past the marker. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
This guy just gives you nightmares. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
Finds his tight end. These old rivals have gone at it for a long time. First meeting way back in 1890. This is the most played rivalry at the highest level of college football.
Yeah, you're right, Reese. And even though this game hasn't always had national championship implications or Heisman Trophy.
He's picked off and he's thrown a dozen of them. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. And the pass interference penalty is costly, wiping out the turnover. Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. Rides the back and leaves it.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time, and they're able to make a quick stop.
They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And he is corralled short of the line to gain. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. He'll need to strike this one cleanly from 48 yards out. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go.
You've got to make the opponent pay for turning the football over, and while this team would have liked to have scored a touchdown off that pick, I think they're pretty happy getting the field goal.
All this intensity, all this build-up for an axe. What kind of axe do you have at your place, David?
Well, I have the body spray, but this rivalry obviously means so much.
These programs built so similar to each other. So many tough guys on this football.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last, and he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Trying to get rid of it. And this is going to be incomplete on third down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Golden Gophers will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. They go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. The play action fake. Bought a little time, lets it go. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play. These corners going to give them some space. Quick completion to the right. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to pass. Sets up the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man to the left. They pick up the first down. They'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here. The Golden Gophers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. So now it's 2nd and long. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. And the Golden Gophers send out the punt unit. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, Paul Bunyan's axe on the line, and already Minnesota and Wisconsin have given us some stirring moments. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Minnesota and Wisconsin plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Well, defenses get excited when they see the quarterback in an empty backfield like that. They know, hey, if I'm not going to have to beat a running back or a tight end to get there, if I get to him, I might have an opportunity to knock this thing loose, and that's exactly what happened for the defense.
Give to the running back. There he goes. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Right back to the well. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. He splits the uprights, and that will extend their lead even further.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. This one feels as if it's starting to get away from them a little bit, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, there's a lot of teams.
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. The Golden Gophers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Here's a heat. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be fourth down. And the Golden Gophers will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Wisconsin has Paul Bunyan's axe. Goalposts have been figuratively chopped down, and the Gophers have been literally chopped down. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching.